Hello everyone, this video is going to be really welcoming for some of your bodies, and some of you are going to definitely feel this, as hip flexors are definitely an area of our body that tends to give us a lot of tension, tightness, some of us a lot of pain. And some of us don't even realize that we have hip flexors because we're super bendy and we feel totally fine. And if that's you, maybe this sequence isn't directly for your body. But for those of you that work out a lot, that have really tight hip flexors, maybe from sitting, maybe you drive in your car for work, then definitely check this out and hopefully we can loosen you up in the front of the body. So lay out your mat if you don't already have it out, and we're gonna come and start in our stomachs. So I'm gonna rotate over. And what I want you to do is lower it to your belly, bring your forearms down so that you're in a pose that we call Sphinx. And then very gently just kind of lift your chest. So there should be no pain or tension right now in the front of your hips. From here, I want you to bend your knees and then gently rock your hips from side to side. As you start to notice and feel kind of what's going on in your hips, quads, pelvis, core. So I notice when my feet go left, I feel it more because my left quad is tight right now compared to my right. And then find center, keep your feet together if you can, and then just pull your heart up and forward. And if this pose is new for you and sitting like this is different, then just breathe into it. This pose should not hurt you. It should feel more relaxing, so just breathe. Take another inhale here. And then we'll slowly lower our legs back down. And then we'll gently straighten our arms. So just pick up your chest. So use your arm muscles, lift your heart. Good. Exhale, bring your chest all the way down. Put your right ear down and then bend your knees and rock side to side and feel a difference. See if your hips are a little bit more mobile as they rock side to side. And again, no tension in your neck, and go ahead and turn your head the opposite way. That way we can make sure the neck is nice and stretched out as we rock our feet side to side. Now, if this is something you don't normally do, I would add this to your stretching routine or pre-bed or when you wake up to allow yourself to loosen up. Good. Exhale, release all of that. And then we're just going to flip over onto our backs. So as we flip over here, I want you to just get a cozy spot on your tail. And then we're going to gently keep our left knee bent, foot flat, pull the right knee in. Good. Breathe in, and you're going to feel this pressure on your right hip flexor. Flex your foot. And then exhale, cross your ankle over your right thigh. Press your right hip away from you and give yourself some space here in the right hip. So you should feel like the meaty part that used to be right here over your hip bones is kind of slowly being pressed away. Take your time, breathe in. And now keep your ankle where it is. Heel toe your left foot a little bit more to the left. And then let your left knee fall in. So now your right ankle's still right where it was. And now we're pulling this left knee down, working into our hip flexors. I want you to take a big inhale and really expand your ribs and your lungs. So breathe in. And then exhale, breathe out. Take your time, come back up, ground your right foot, and then ground your left foot, and then inhale, bridge your hips up. Reach your pelvis straight up into the sky, ground your feet a whole lot. And then on your breath out, slowly lower down inch by inch by inch. Let's keep our right foot flat, pull the left knee in. Exhale, flex your left foot as you pull this thigh in a little bit more. And then cross your ankle over your thigh. Place your left hand on your left hip and press the leg away from you. Again, opening up, creating more space. Breathe into this area of the hips and breathe out. Inhale in and exhale out. Heel toe the right foot over to the right, and then let the right knee drop in. The left heel pulls the right knee down, so feel this stretch in your hip flexor. And again, expand the breath here and breathe. All my feet are super flexed, so really important. So that way you're not putting pressure on the knee that doesn't feel good. Bring your knee back to center. Good. Exhale, plant your feet. Inhale, bridge up. And then feel this room in the front of the pelvis. So even though your legs are working, I want you to see if you can push up and open. Good. Exhale, bring it back down. Hug your knees in and then rock yourself up to seated. We're going to flip back over, but this time to our hands and our knees in tabletop. I want you to take your left knee 2 circles in one direction and then 2 circles in the opposite direction. So obviously this is working into the hips, not just the hip flexor, and then push the leg straight back from there, opening up the back of the calf muscle. Good. We're going to move into gate pose. So we're going to ground our right palm, drop our back foot down. Inhale, press your pelvis towards me as you feel this opening in front of your left side body. Raise your left arm way up into the air and stretch. So as you do this, try not to hyperextend the elbow and the shoulder here. Lift out of it and reach. 3, keep pushing through your foot. 2, and then exhale 1. You're going to take your time, come all the way up. Slide your left hand down your left leg, reach your right arm up, and then you should feel a little bit of opening in the right side as well. 3, 2, and then exhale both hands down, hands and knees. Take this right knee 2 circles. 2 circles the opposite way. Keep your arms straight. And then exhale straight back through the calf muscle, push. Good. Now watch me. I'm going to spin my foot, ground down through my outer right foot. Bring my left hand under my left shoulder, peel my right arm up into the sky. And then feel yourself stretch overhead. So again, tighten your glutes, push your hips, and then reach up and open. Sometimes if the side of our body is tight, that's going to tighten up the front of our body, so getting a little bit more room here. And then take your time. You're going to come up, bring your head right over your hips, and then again, I'm going to keep my leg out, reach straight down the leg, reach up with my left arm, and find more room. 3, keep stretching. 2, and then exhale 1, we're going to come back to our hands and our knees. Good work. From here, I want you to separate your feet, bring your knees together. Now, some of you are going to have to keep your knees apart a few inches, and some of you are going to have to sit on a pillow or a block. So take those calf muscles and have a seat. Now, whether you're sitting on a block, pillow, or just like me, this should feel some tension in your knees. And if your knees are already in a place that aren't safe or healthy, then skip this pose. It's not the best for you. You're going to bring your hands behind you, elevate your pelvis, and kind of rock side to side. And then have a seat again. Good. Take a breath in. Maybe come to your forearms. So even if you're on that pillow or block, you can still come back here with me. And then just feel this opening in the front of your legs. Full breath in and full breath out. Good. From here, we're going to press into our palms, straightening our arms. Exhale, come forward. Bring yourself into down dog, so take a deep stretch, opening the back of the knees after that pose, and your breath. We're going to work into our hip flexor by bending the knee and opening the hips. So what I want you to do is walk in a little bit, so you're in a very short down dog. Now, if your shoulders are forward, push back. And your knees are soft. They don't have to be super bent, just a little bit. Now bring your feet a little closer, raise your right leg up, bend your right knee and roll your hip open. So now your thigh is reaching up, and then watch my chest. Instead of coming forward, I want to move it closer to my standing leg. Now straighten the leg with the hip open, reach up and away. Exhale, close the hip, and then bring your right foot down. Second side, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend your knee, roll your hip open. And then instead of your chest coming forward, again, move it back. Straighten the leg so the hip is open. Exhale, roll it down, all the way down to the ground. Good. Walk your hands back to your toes.
And then take a forward fold here for me. So grab the back of your legs, working your chest over them, and drop your gaze. Go ahead and lift halfway, gaze forward. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your knees back down to the earth. Bring your hips up, bring your head up. Now from this place, we're gonna really hug our legs in versus push the belly forward. So hug the legs in, so feel that energy lifting up, and then take your hands to your low back, squeeze your elbows in, and then press your heart up, and then eventually the hips and the pelvis will go forward together. 3, breathe into a space where not only do you notice the back bend, but you also feel your hips. 2, and then inhale, bring yourself back up. Exhale all the way back down to a seat. We're just gonna do that one more time. So again, I really want you to feel this energy of the hips moving forward, but also a slight back bend here in camel. So you're gonna inhale, come back up. Put your hands on your hips, raise your heart, squeeze your glutes, and I'm using my hands and I'm pushing down on my tailbone, finding that muscle to harden, lift, and open. 3, squeeze your glutes, open your heart. 2, exhale, soften down. Good, breathe in and breathe out. We're gonna come all the way back to our stomachs to close this small, short practice together. So go ahead and lower to your forearms like we did, and rest one ear down and bend your knees side to side. See if you've loosened up the hip flexors, the area around them, so maybe the lower legs, upper part of the body. Exhale, turn your head the opposite way. And then let your legs fall to one side, hold it. Let your legs fall to the second side, hold it. Come back to center, and then exhale slowly, just lay the legs all the way down. Inhale, prop yourself up into Sphinx pose. Pull your heart forward. Settle any tension in the back. And then exhale out. To get out of this pose, curl your toes. Lift your pelvis, walk your hands in. Exhale, seated. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Yoga for Your Hip Flexors. This is a great video to pair with yoga for your hips, yoga for your quads, and many other sequences that we have on the channel. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment below and I'm happy to respond. Thank you.